What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about our top 5 team fits for my top 5 wide receivers. And starting off, we're going to go with Jordan Addison, wide receiver out of USC. I think he profiles as a slot receiver. And the team I'm going with is going to be the Green Bay Packers. I think a lot of people would say Quentin Johnson for Green Bay, but I'm going to say Jordan Addison. I think they've got two outside receivers for the future in Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs, and I think they need their slot guy of the future. I have Jordan Addison graded as my #1 receiver. Quentin Johnston doesn't block. Jordan Addison is a lot smaller, and he does block, and he blocks a lot better, so I think he's more likely to be a Packer, and I think he would fit better. Next up is Jackson Smith-Njigba. I decided to go with the Chicago Bears for this. I think this is actually an easier decision than most people would think. He's a good blocker. He's going to a team that needs a #1 receiver, and he can be that and also be a top tier blocker for them because they love to run the ball so much. #3 is going to be Quentin Johnston, and I'm going to go with the Houston Texans. I think they're a young team finding their identity and going after a big, physical, fast, superstar ceiling player. I think that makes sense. You can build your identity around him and probably Bryce Young. The next one is Jalen Hyatt. I know most people are going to think I'm insane for having him as my wide receiver 4, but I haven't graded that many receivers yet. And I'm going to go with him to the Chargers. I think the best fit for him could be as a wide receiver 3, as a deep threat, and I think having Justin Herbert as your quarterback would make that a lot easier. And that's exactly what the Chargers need. They need more speed. Keenan Allen and Mike Williams are not fast. They've got a couple fast young receivers, but Hyatt could easily be better than any of them. And finally, Marvin Mims. I'm going to go with the New York Giants. This one was tough. It was kind of hard to think of what team he would fit best, but I think New York, I think they have a lot of tall, slow receivers, a couple of good slot receivers, but they need a deep threat. I think he's the fastest receiver in this class. And I honestly think he's a pretty damn good blocker at 5'11", 177. And I'm sure Saquon would appreciate a solid blocker. So these are not just my top 5 receiver fits, these are my top 5 receivers that I've graded so far. So feel free to insult me.